What's up guys, I'm Rob Sambles and here's 5 tips to instantly up your sports photography game. No messing around, let's get into it. So guys, 5 simple tips. No fancy gear, no fancy equipment. I'm not going to tell you tip 1, buy a 400mm lens. Simple things you can do with whatever kind of gear you got. Couple of simple bits, hopefully you'll enjoy it. Let's get straight into number 1. So guys, tip number 1, angles. Sounds real simple, but that's all it is angles. Change your angle, move somewhere else. If you've got your favourite place where you always sit, maybe you like to shoot basketball, you like to sit to the right hand side of the goal, or you like to be right under the goal, move out to by the 3-point line. Try different angles, sit where other people aren't sitting. If you're shooting an event where there's 10 other photographers, look at where they're sitting and totally ignore it, sit somewhere else. Because do you want the exact same photo that everyone else has got, or do you want to be the guy who managed to get a photo from a slightly different angle? Don't be scared to try different angles. That could also be as simple as using something like a monopod up high. Something I do all the time is I put my camera on a wide angle lens, I set my remote triggers up on it, and I will put it over like a team huddle, something like that, so it looks like you're shooting down on them. Easy to do, it means you kind of almost get the effect of a remote camera, but without all the clamps and the gear, the extra clamps, the fancy magic arm, all that stuff that you need for a remote camera. If you don't have triggers guys, you can even do it with that. Set up your timer on your camera, 10-second timer. Set it, press it, lift it over the top, crack on and take your photo. Is it as good as using triggers? No, but it still works. Tip number 2, back button focus. Now, if you guys don't use back button focus at the moment, don't worry, I've got a whole separate video coming on back button focus. But back button focus will change your life for sports photography. In real simple terms, the benefits are you can track continuously without having to press your shutter button. You can continue to hold focus even when you release the shutter button. Loads of other advantages too, which I'm going to use in my other video, but back button focus will change your life for sports photography guys. Anyone who has no clue what I'm talking about, it means you can focus using the button on the back, and then the shutter button is purely for doing what it says on the tin, for opening the shutter. Tip number 3, sit down. It sounds simple, but that's what it is guys, sit down. Everything I shoot for sports, I sit down. If I'm shooting football, I sit on a little stool. If I'm shooting basketball, I tend to sit on the floor. Or in fact, actually, I use this little kind of seat back thing that I have, which saves my back. I get a bit of a bad back sometimes if I sit just on the floor without a support. But what it does guys, sitting on the floor, is it changes the perspective of the game. It takes a photo that looks like it could have been shot from the front row of the crowd and turns it into a lower angle perspective, a shot that almost looks like it could have been taken on the pitch. The players look bigger, more powerful, more athletic. It would just change the image guys. Tip number 3, sit down for sports photography. Tip number 4 guys, forget about ISO levels. Well, maybe don't quite forget it, but don't worry about it. People become obsessed with not having the ISO level too high. Oh, I can't have my ISO level above 4000. Oh, the ISO above 3200 will ruin my photo. Oh, I can only shoot below 2000 ISO. Guys, stop worrying about the ISO level. Worry about your shutter speed. You want to get a shutter speed for most sports a minimum of 6/40th of a second, ideally 800th of a second. If you're not getting that, put your ISO levels up to make it better. You are better off having an image that's shot at 6400 ISO to get a shutter speed of 800th of a second than you are shooting an image at 2000 ISO if it's giving you a shutter speed of 400th of a second. It won't be as crisp, it won't be sharp, you won't freeze the motion, and you will get a cleaner image guys, trust me. I shoot with a 7D2, can I use it really well at 12800 ISO? No, not so much. But I would rather shoot at 12800 ISO to get 800th of a second shutter speed than I would shoot at 2000 and get 400th of a second shutter speed. It's not as good. Simple, clean photos, guys. The stiller, the sharper your photo, the better it will look. Forget about ISO, focus on shutter speed, guys. 800th of a second. And last but not least, guys, tip number 5. Use single point focus and focus on the chest. It will make your focus easier. People will worry too much about trying to focus on the face or trying to use like multi-point focus. Keep it real easy and simple for you guys. Single point focus, so you're just tracking one single thing at a time, and aim for the chest. Provided you're not trying to shoot at like, you know, 1.8 aperture, something like that, which you're probably not going to for sports. You're going to be like 2.8. Aim for the chest. You'll get that person in focus. It's also easier to track. People's arms, heads, legs, everything move around so much with sports. The thing that's always going to be in roughly the same place, and he's going to always move with them wherever they go, is going to be their chest. A player can stand and move their arm up and down, their chest is staying in the same place. They can run this way, their legs and arms might be flailing around, but their chest is going to be moving consistently. Especially if it's sports, normally they'll have like a kit or a uniform or a number on their chest. Gives you the contrast as well, which helps the focus capture and stay and stick if you're using focus, you know, continuous focus, which I'm sure you will be. So single point focus on the chest. That's what's going to give you the most consistent focus in my experience for shooting sports. So guys, I hope you found it interesting. If you found any kind of value in this, please hit the like, hit the thumbs up. I tried to keep it simple, nothing too fancy here. 5 simple tips to instantly up your sports photography game. I hope you guys find it useful. If you're not doing any of these things already, go out there and do them, give them a try. Let me know in the comment section, has it helped you? Did it not improve your photography at all? In which case, I need a new video, but I'm sure it did. Give it a try guys, comment, let me know. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys on the next video.